Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm Ryan, and this is That Random Geeky Guy. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I kind of want to thank you for taking the time from your Sunday to come and see my weird face in front of a camera talking about a really frustrating subject that is Nvidia 3000 series graphics cards. Okay, hopefully you'll understand this isn't a clickbait title. I promise you that there is method to my madness, and I want to talk about how, or should I say, the easier way for you to get your hands on a 3000 series graphics card right now. And by right now, it's kind of mid-April 2021. The world has just gone through, or is going through, a massive pandemic. There has been ships getting caught in canals. There's a massive shortage of silicon. Bit mining is now back on the rise. Bitcoin mining is now back on the rise, should I say. Cryptocurrency as a whole is going crazy. So as a result, GPUs are non-existent. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm in the UK. What I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to flip over to my browser. Don't worry, I've cleared my browsing history, so we should be fine. This is safe. This is a family channel. Okay, so let's just jump over to here, and you'll have me stuck up in the corner now instead. So, okay, let's talk about GPUs right now. Let's just show the reality. So let's go over to eBuyer. eBuyer are like a large PC components and PC laptops, all those sort of things, retailer in the UK. Very good, do recommend them. Anyway, let's head on over. So if we wanted to buy a component now, we're building a new PC, we're sticking with Nvidia on this particular video. But this is the same sort of situation for AMD. It's the same situation across the board. When we jump onto here, we see we've got prices at the top, all really nice, but these are for GT 710s or GT 730 if you really want to go out on a limb. But if you want a 3000 series GPU, if we just, on the side here, let's just view more, let's jump in mid-range, let's go 3070. This brings up all the 3070s that they sell, and every single one of them is coming soon. None of them have a price because none of them are in stock. So if I jump onto the one that I've got, which is this one here, you can see coming soon. No way of pre-ordering it, which is the real frustration and kind of the reason why I'm making this video, because not only can you not buy it at MSRP, you can't even get in the queue to buy it, which is a bit frustrating. And I know that is the case in some other places around the world, and in fact I know in the States at least there's even the principle of the fact that you have to go into a raffle to win the opportunity to try and buy it, which is mad. There is some good stuff happening out there, you know, other than the scalpers, but some of the good stuff, I know that Linus over at LTT has done the verified gamer program, where he's used his reach and his voice to get some stock in directly from manufacturers, and then instigate a process that is designed to keep the scalpers at bay. So kudos to him, absolutely fantastic. Him and the team over there doing a brilliant job. But that doesn't necessarily help us in the UK, because unfortunately that's pretty much for the States and Canada. The States even still suffer an import tax thanks to some political reasons, and obviously Canada being Canada. But as soon as you ship one of those to the UK or Europe, you've got import tax, shipping costs, and all of a sudden you're paying those scalper prices again, and it doesn't work. But regardless, still doing some great stuff. Let's talk about scalper prices. I just want to kind of highlight where we're at with them. So just for a bit of reality, it's not to be annoying or to get people frustrated, but if we just jump onto eBay real quick, let's look at an RTX 3070. Obviously this is the same applicable with 3080, 3090, 3060 and 3060 Ti. So 3070 right at the top there on eBay. If you want to get one right now, you can buy one, or buy it now, a founder edition Nvidia GeForce RTX 3070 for £1,250. How wonderful on something that has an MSRP of £450. Brilliant. But the thing is, guys, this isn't new to you. You guys know about all this stuff straight away. And actually, I must emphasize, as it doesn't say in the title, I'm not telling you today how to get one for MSRP, but I am going to find ways for you to get one where you don't have to pay that much money just for the GPU, which is ridiculous, and let's stop lining those people's pockets. While we're on here, actually, let me just jump to one of the ones that I'm very lucky to have, and that isn't a flex. I know that I'm lucky that I've got a 3070, but there you go, 1,250 for the same one as me there. There's some bid ones down here looking at £821, but that's still got almost 5 days left. So silly prices. Anyway, how do you get around that? That's kind of the real challenge. So like I said, this isn't about getting one from MSRP, but this is getting one where you don't have to pay scalper prices. Option one is you can join the Twitch channels, the Discord servers, all those sort of bits and pieces where you get alerts to say when there's stuff back in stock. The problem with these things is that if you're not really quick and lucky, or if you don't have your own bot, you're still probably not going to get one because of this mass silicon shortage worldwide that is affecting GPUs, CPUs, even motor vehicles, loads of different bits and pieces, all because of this shortage of silicon. But I won't bore you with that. This is all about trying to find a way to get yourself one of those cards, either A, as quickly as possible, or B, at as best price as possible, or actually kind of a combination of the two. So anyway, we're back on eBuyer, which is, to say, one of the big component sellers in the UK. And we've obviously seen those scalper prices. Now, eBuyer is one that I'd like to point you towards. Another one to check out, especially if you're in the UK, is PC Specialists. So let's get them loaded up as well. These are, like I say, places that sells components in terms of if we were to look at somewhere like eBuyer, but I've just loaded PC Specialists. Now, Ryan, aren't PC Specialists? They sell pre-builts. Yes, they do. Now, pre-builts used to be a dirty word. Now, it really isn't anymore. Pre-builts are definitely an opportunity and a way for you to get your hands on the latest hardware at more realistic prices. Why am I pointing out eBuyer and PC Specialist in the UK? Because the likes of Overclockers, which is another big retailer in the UK for PC components, and CCL, for example, they are scalping prices themselves. So let's not line their pockets either right now. You guys need to sort it out and get it right. I understand that you might be paying more to get the hardware in, but you're definitely adding a nice big slice on top of that. Anyway, let's jump back across to eBuyer. This is a great way to find that solution to get that GPU in your hand. I want to talk about two different principles right now. One principle is you've already got a PC, you've got everything, you're happy, you're shiny. All you want to do is add one of those new GPUs. That's option one. Option two is actually you're looking for a fully built system, including one of the latest, greatest CPUs. But again, you're struggling to get your hands on one. So let's go and have a look at what happens if we go across to eBuyer's computing section, like so. Desktop computing and desktop PCs. So this is going across to their pre-built systems. Let's focus on that 3070. Same applies with 3080, 3090, but I'm focusing on the 3070 because for me that's real. I have one and I know its worth, and it means that I can talk from experience. So there we go. We've got the 3070 selected, nice and simple. What we're going to focus on really quickly here is, like I say, if you were to buy and resell, or if you were to, so buy, keep the GPU, resell the rest of the parts, or if you were to keep the whole system. So let's focus on what are currently the leading processors for gaming and single core performance as a whole at a reasonable price point. On the whole, that is Ryzen. Apologies if there's any Nvidia fans, sorry, Intel fans there. Intel still makes some fantastic processors, and we are going to touch on that shortly, so don't kill me. But right now, these are the ones I want to focus on. So you'll see if I selected a 3070 with either a Ryzen 5 or a Ryzen 7, I am presented with three different ones to choose from. Let's completely discount the one in the middle to begin with, because the one in the middle I just don't think is the right approach. Let's focus on the one on the left to begin with. This one is a pre-order. So let's go into it. So this means joining the queue, but we're expecting delivery in a week. Brilliant. And that's coming with an Nvidia GeForce RTX 3070. Processor-wise, we've got an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X, 16GB of RAM, a terabyte hard drive, a 480GB M.2 SSD, which is obviously going to be for your boot drive. Windows 10 Home, 3-year warranty, blah, 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 blah. So the principle here is you buy this, you take the GPU out, you stick it in your system, and whatever GPU you've got now, be that a 900 series, a 10 series, even a, dare I say, an RTX 20 series if you want to make that jump, put the old graphics card into this system and flip this system. I'm not telling you to be a scalper, I'm telling you that there is such thing as supply and demand. Stick your GPU into this system and sell it. What do those numbers look like? The point being is that with a Ryzen 7 3700X, very good processor. Yes, it's last gen, but it's still very good. And I say, you've got motherboard, you've got PSU, you've got RAM, you've got hard drive, you've got everything else in there. I think it is viable and realistic that even with a 10th series GPU, so maybe a 1070 or something like that, which would be a very natural upgrade path from a 1070 to a 3070, or even if you've got like an RTX 2060, that into this system, you could probably quite easily flip this system for about £700. That means that you have got on top of that £700 another £700, which covers the price of the GPU. Yes, I get it. It's not MSRP, but it's £700 versus £1,250. So you are getting it at a more reasonable price. You're not lining the pockets of scalpers, and you're getting it potentially in a week. I think this right now is the best solution in terms of getting your hands on a decent GPU. Flip all the rest of the components, away you go. Unless, of course, those components are better than what you've got, in which case flip your PC and keep that. Real easy. Let's look at the other principle. Let's look at the principle of the fact that what if, actually, rather than flipping the whole unit, you decided to keep it? Let me draw your attention to this one here. So this is an AlphaSync RTX 3070 with a Ryzen 5 processor, 16GB of RAM, 1TB hard drive, 240GB SSD. Now, what you get for your money is actually a 5600X. So you've got a current generation Ryzen processor, fantastic single core performance, 6-core processor, so it can do some light productivity and video editing, 16GB of RAM, 1TB hard drive, 240GB boot drive, and your RTX 3070 for £1,549. So let's use the principle that the GPU is costing £700 based on the maths from the first one. I know this is kind of finger in the air maths at the moment, but just I think it's realistic. I think looking at prices that things are selling for on eBay, this stuff works. But as I say, that gives you everything you need, £1,549. In terms of specification, it's actually quite feature rich. So you don't know which 3070 you're getting. Unfortunately, that is a compromise, but you are getting 16GB of Corsair Vengeance, 3200MHz RAM. Winner. You've got a Corsair 480GB Force MP510M.2 NVMe. Interesting, it says 240 on the front description. Okay, we've got 240 here, but it's 480. Winner. Okay, very good. And then we've got a Corsair 650-watt CV650. I think that's 80 plus bronze. I could be wrong, but I think it's an 80 plus bronze PSU. Asus Prime X570, entry-level X570, but still a good one from a good brand. And then your cooling, you've got Cooler Master Liquid ML120L RGB. So you've got an AIO in there, 120mm, and you've got Windows 10 Home Edition, so on and so forth. All of that in for your £1,549. If you separated out all of those components, yes, it would come to less money. The challenge you've got is that you could buy all of those components, but you might struggle with the CPU, and you definitely struggle with the GPU. But this achieves that, and it means that you can get one in your home by Tuesday, the 20th of April, if I was to order within one day. So is it the 18th today? It is. So in 2 days, I could have that delivered with an RTX 3070 in it. Sounds like an absolute win to me. No queue. Get it, make it happen. PC Specialist is quite good in the fact that it's fully customized, so you can configure your own PC. So let's do just that and see how it compares to that system with the 3070 that's in it. So we'll go to AMD, configure, and we're going to do AMD Ryzen Extreme Computers with a budget of £460 to £4,000. I don't think we want to do Threadripper, and I don't think we want to do Threadripper Pro. So let's configure this one. So if we're going to keep it, the great thing is you can pick literally from case level, but let's say, right, we're budget focused, but we want to keep it. They do one for £38 with the tempered glass side panel, RGB down the front for those extra FPS, but £38, nice and easy. Processor, let's keep it like for like. So we've got a 5600X, real simple. Motherboards, okay. Do we go X570 or B550? This is one for debates. I think the B550 is better value for money, and it's actually technically a newer chipset and slightly cheaper. So I'm going to go against the grain. You're probably going to criticize me for it, but I'm going to go with the B550 to keep it cost effective. We're going to go in 16 gig of RAM. Let's stick with 3200 megahertz. 16 gig of RAM, job done. And then we're going to do a 3070, which is pre-order. Now, I should emphasize, PC Specialist, I have a friend who has recently purchased from them, and currently their lead time is about 28 days. So a little bit longer on this one, but it's just giving you an idea as if you completely bespoke built it to what you needed. First storage drive is going to be that 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, and then we'll stick in a 250 gig Samsung 970 Evo Plus. for a boot drive, and then other than that, we need to put the 650 watts PSU in. I'm going to remove Windows because I have my own license and save some money. And there you go. You have completely built the system for £1,519 versus £1,549. So for an extra £30, you're getting an X570 motherboard if that's your thing, and you don't want the B550, and you're also getting what are you also getting? A 480 gigabyte SSD rather than 240 gig SSD. But the one in the PC Specialist one is the Samsung 970 Evo Plus, which is a great NVMe SSD at exceptionally good value. So I definitely highly recommend it. The point being is that with both of these, you're talking between £1,500 and £1,550. If you take £700 of value, which again I know is above MSRP, off that, it means you're getting the rest of the components at a fairly reasonable cost. And what that means is that actually, in possibly 2 days, if you went for this system, or 30 days, 28 days, 30 days, and you went for a fully bespoke system, you can actually get an RTX 3070 at home. It's yours. It's making it happen. I think that this is right now the very best way to get your hands on an RTX 3000 series graphics card. You can do just the same with a 3080 and a 3090. The lead times will vary, but you can do just the same all the way down to the 3060 and 3060 Ti. The point being is, I know it's not ideal. I know it's not the one-size-fits-all model and it's going to fix everything and the problem's over. Brilliant, the shortage is done. It's not quite that simple. You can understand why the retailers are using their full systems to shift the minimum stock that they're actually getting. I get that and I understand why they're doing it. And they're certainly doing a much better thing than a lot of the other retailers are doing, which is selling the GPU standalone at 3 times MSRP. People like overclockers and CCL are doing just that. So I much prefer this kind of approach. Guys, how are you getting on out there with GPUs? Are you having any joy, any success, any luck in terms of how to actually get your hands on one of these GPUs? Actually, let's get this screen out of the way and just jump straight back to the camera. So yeah, how are you getting your hands on these GPUs? For me, I think this is the way to do it right now. I get it, and I do understand that it's frustrating that you can't get them at MSRP. But I say, this is much better than scalper prices. It means that you aren't supporting the scalpers, because ultimately, if people keep buying them, people will keep scalping them because there's a profit opportunity and there's a way to make money from it. So look, that's the method that I recommend. Is there a recommendation for anybody else to try and find a way on how you can get your hands on these GPUs at a more realistic price? Or if you can, by some miracle, you know something the rest of us don't and you can get it at MSRP easily, make sure you stick it in the comments section below. So look, guys, this is my version of how, or what I feel is the best way for you to get your hands on an RTX 3000 series Nvidia graphics card right now. I'm Ryan from That Random Geeky Guy. Don't forget to support the channel by heading on over to thatrandomgeekyguy.com. Pick up one of these Stealth Traces t-shirts. Massively supports the channel, supports everything that we do here, and it would be really appreciated. Another way you can support us, which is free and won't cost you anything, is you can smash that subscribe button, hit that like, make sure you share this video with people, share the knowledge, make sure they understand that, yes, okay, everybody knows there's a GPU shortage, but if you're willing to go pre-built, there's a way to get them at a more realistic price than those scalpers on eBay. Other than that, make sure that you tune in next time for the latest videos, and thank you for your time today. Take care.